The crypto market is finally starting to see a couple of very bullish signs. We just saw Bitcoin's price break above $43,000 per coin for the first time in a while, and we also are seeing that a lot of the shorts that have been betting against Bitcoin's price are on the edge of getting liquidated, creating a short squeeze. So today's video, we're going to talk about what's going on with the overall market, how we could see this short squeeze potentially take place, and we're also going to talk about a couple of big announcements with Solana and with Cardano. So make sure to stick around until the end for those. And if you enjoy this sort of content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's jump right in. So right now, overall crypto market has bounced back very nicely, up almost 5% over the last 24 hours, and we're seeing the overall crypto market cap sitting at a $2 trillion market cap. The key thing that has happened within the last couple of hours is Bitcoin's price has officially broken above that key $42,800 per coin level, which we talked about a lot on Twitter. If you don't follow me there, we've talked about that, but also it broke above $43,000 per coin. We're starting to rally and push right back up towards that level after we've been trading in between 40 and 42,800 over the last couple of days. So this is a very bullish sign. We're finally starting to see this downward trend be, breaking out of this downward trending pattern. Not only this, but we've talked about how the RSI, daily RSI, was at all-time lows, indicating that we are in the oversold territory. And since we were at $69,000 per coin just 2 months ago, we have seen this downward trend. So now we're finally starting to see that we're bouncing off of this key $40,000 support right here, which we've talked about in multiple videos. We've talked about how we hit this 5 different times throughout 2021. Now we're bouncing off of it again, and how things are looking much more bullish. In terms of where the market's going, how we can see this potential short squeeze happen, the key thing that we need to be aware of. I want to quickly interrupt today's video to bring you a word from a brand new channel partner, Viono. Viono is a platform that allows you to earn up to 24.17% monthly interest on your crypto by simply storing it in your Viono account. This pays higher interest than just about any platform I have seen, and I'm personally going to be moving a lot of my crypto holdings into it, the ones that I don't plan on selling anytime soon, to generate additional passive income. Viono is the most advanced platform for instant crypto and fiat investments, and the only financial company to provide its services in crypto and fiat currencies in more than 200 jurisdictions. Currently, they have over 1.1 million users, so by no means is this a small company. They are insured for hundreds of millions of dollars, and this platform has great customer support, great security, and is very simple to use. Definitely an account I'll be putting more money into to generate additional passive income. I think it's worth to take a look at, so make sure to use the link in the description to check out Viono and get additional bonuses when you use my link in the description. Anyways, back to the program. Is right now, what we're seeing is the total amount of Bitcoin that's being shorted is still continuing to increase. But the key thing here is that we're actually seeing that now that we're starting to break back up, all of these people who have been shorting Bitcoin have the potential to be liquidated, because since $69,000 per coin, we have seen all of these long positions get liquidated. We've talked about them in a number of videos. That's what's been causing these massive 5, 6, 7% drops in a single day. But now that we're starting to bounce back, we're going to see the exact opposite happen, where we could potentially see shorts get liquidated, causing a short squeeze, seeing those 5 to 10% jumps in a day. Last thing in terms of technicals before we get into Solana and Cardano, big news with those is going to be with Bitcoin entity adjusted dormancy flow. And what we're seeing right now is that this indicator has only shown 5 times in the past entered the green zone, entered the buy zone, and we're finally seeing that it is doing the exact same thing again. So what does this mean? Well, this definitely is not a signal that the market is the top of the market has been reached. This has historically always been a signal when the bottom of the market has been reached. If you look at this chart, every single time it has entered this buy zone, it is at the bottom of the market, right before we see a massive rally. You could see in in this chart, right in 2019, right at the beginning of 2019, it was a buy. 2020, in the middle of 2020, right before we saw that big rally, it was a buy. This has historically always been a buy. And in the green zone when we're at the bottom of the market. So right now we are in a great position, and anyone who's been buying on this way down or, considering getting in, me personally, I am going to be issuing a number of buy alerts now that we have crossed above 43K. I'm just waiting for it to stay above that for at least a 4-hour to 8-hour chart. Now let's look at what's going on with Cardano and Solana, because a couple of big things have happened with Solana. The first is that Binance.us is building an office in the Solana Metaverse called Portals. And this is a Solana Metaverse. This is very, very exciting. You can see right here. But what's exciting about this is that according to Binance.us, they came out and said that Portals recreates a dense urban environment where users can explore buildings and interactive rooms. The reason why they're having this, headquarters, this building, why they're building inside of Portals, a Binance headquarters, why they're doing this is because they said they're creating a space in the metaverse for the Binance.us community to come together, a place for people to gather, and just a place where people and crypto exchange users can gather. So they said this is a trend that we're going to continue to see take place, and we already are seeing that FTX.us is building their own office in Portals. We're seeing a number of other build in them as well, and we're seeing this happen on Decentraland, Sandbox, and all these other metaverse projects. So what this shows us is that if you are invested in metaverse cryptos, these are going to only continue to grow throughout 2022 as we're starting to see big money players finally getting involved and building and actually utilizing these different metaverses. Last thing I want to talk about is going to be with Cardano, because a couple of big things have happened. First is a major milestone for Cardano. That is that they just reached their goal of planting 1 million trees. This is a huge deal. So if you guys aren't familiar, they had this thing going for a couple months now where one Cardano donated equaled 1 tree token, which equaled 1 tree planted. They officially just reached their goal of 1 million trees planted. This is a big deal. We've seen that they had a recent partnership with Samsung, Veritree, and Samsung that would allow for 2 million trees planted. But seeing that 1 million ADA tokens have been donated to this shows the power of the Cardano community, how it's continuing to grow. And even though Cardano's price has dropped as of recently, it's at a couple of key levels that we'll talk about in a minute, which I think show it'll bounce back very quickly, but also that even though it's dropped, the community is stronger than ever and people are still using Cardano, donating it. The community is actually utilizing the token, not just, planning on what this can do in the future. It's actually being used. And then the last thing before we get into price analysis for Cardano is Charles Hoskinson. New article came out recently about Charles Hoskinson talking about their plans for 2022 and beyond. He says that their goal is to get to 1 billion users in the future. Is it going to happen this year? No. Next year? No. But over the next couple of years, their long-term goal is to have scalability, security, and ultimately have 1 billion users. That's why they are targeting and have all these major partnerships in Africa. The key thing here is that he says they are not trying to follow this sort of hype route, generate all this attention. They said they're trying to build a long-term, sustainable, secure, scalable project, and that is exactly what they are doing. So when you look at the price right now, the great news about Cardano is that while we have seen it drop over the last couple of months, it has shown a very strong support right around that $1.05 to $1.10 per coin range. So right now we are starting to bounce back up about 7% over the last 24 hours. But as soon as the market turns back around, with all of the new upgrades that are taking place for Cardano, I'm expecting this year to be one of the biggest years yet for Cardano. I easily think it could break through record highs. It's just, this is a long-term play. They have long-term goals, and you can't expect these short-term profits when you're investing in a project that is solely focused on long-term development. So ultimately, very bullish on crypto right now. Things are looking a lot better. But let me know your thoughts on the overall market. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.